All right, boys, we are back for episode 45 of our Winnipeg Jets franchise mode, and we are in the 2034 playoffs, ladies and gentlemen. We finished the season going 53, 26, and 3, which was good enough to have us second best in the league, I believe, and we are up against the Colorado Avalanche. So if you guys didn't see their lines at the end of the last episode, let me just go in and show them to you real quick here. They're a team that I'm not too sure what to feel about them. You know, they have a decent first line. Mikko Rantanen scored 40 goals this year, so it's a pretty decent first line. But other than Mikko, I'm not too worried about it. And then their second line drops off a little bit, but still, I'm sure these guys can get it done. Hemming had, what, 79 points. It was almost points per game this year, so I feel like their second line can be decent. Their third line looks great with Joel Farabee here. Also, Devin Lowry's a low elite sniper with 5-star shooting, so let's watch out for him. And their fourth line is pretty base level. On defense, though, they don't look fantastic. They do have a dynamic first line with Bowen Byram and Cale Makar. You know, Cale is 35, but he's still a 95 overall, so he is not regressing whatsoever yet. And then Bowen Byram, basically in his prime, 90 overall, he can still get it done at the highest of levels. But after that, 78 overalls for the bottom four. So I think maybe we can take advantage of them when Cale and Bo and Byram are not on that ice. So we got to try to see what we can do then. And then, you know, the worst part here in goal, they have Jesper Wallstedt, a former Winnipeg Jet man for how many years? 5 years? 1, 2, 3, 4 years. He won 2 Stanley Cups with us last year, and then 2 years ago in 2031. So this guy knows how to win in the playoffs, and he's gonna have a little chip on his shoulder because even though we didn't leave in the worst of terms, I wouldn't say, I'm sure he's still going to be wanting revenge on his old team. So before we get into the video, though, let's take a look at the comments from the last episode. And one of the main ones was the fact that we have a top pick because Pittsburgh was such a bad team. So in the draft, we traded Cole Perfetti for an 8th overall selection and then also a first-round pick next year to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh then ended up being a horrible team, the 3rd worst team in the league, which guarantees us, I believe, a top 5 pick. Now, I made the argument that, you know, a team makes a trade, they got to live in their bed, but Alex says that, you know, it's very, very likely that Pittsburgh would have put a protection on it. So he gives 2 possible avenues to improve this trade, you know, to make it a little more realistic here. You know, he says that the whole point of us trading Perfetti was not to trade him for a top 5 pick because that wouldn't really be realistic because he's, you know, 31 years old. He's making $9.6 million. Some teams might not be willing to do that unless, of course, they are a team that's really pushing for the playoffs. Pittsburgh still wasn't an amazing team, although they could have done much better with their salary cap. But so Alex gives 2 solutions here, and one of which I said in the video myself. He says, 1, we can either abide by the real world scenario and trade the Pens their top 5 pick back for an unprotected first round pick next year, which would suck for us, but probably be the most realistic scenario. Or number 2, we can keep the top 5 pick, but at least give them some value for the foundational piece that they're losing. So give them some of our prospects who probably won't make the team. You know, in the end, we can either swap their top 5 pick this year, or we can give them some prospects. And I definitely agree with that. I think, you know, in the video, I really just wanted a top end piece because we haven't had a top pick in this entire series. Like, it's been 45 episodes and we have not had a single top 5 pick. We haven't even really had a top 10 pick very often. So actually, that's not true. We traded up for Liam Karlsson, but then we traded away Liam Karlsson. So, you know, it's kind of give and take. But we've only had 1 top 5 pick in this entire series. So I think I just really wanted one, but I don't think it's that realistic. Pittsburgh would have put some protection on it, so we're going to trade Pittsburgh their first round pick so they can get a top 5 of some kind in this one. But then next year, if they're still a bad team, that's not on me anymore. If they're still a bad team next year, we're taking that pick, and I don't care what anybody says. But they had a horrible year, and hopefully they will have another bad year next year. Now, as for the actual video itself, Alex has some suggestions as well. Number 1 is the power play. So we had Dowd to replace Perfetti on the first unit, while the rookie Quenneville and sophomore Bomick were added to the second unit instead of a guy like Philip Tomasino. You know, while the drop from 30% to 17% is unfortunate, the power play should be right back on top next season as the young guys overall will improve and compensate for the offensive talent we lost. And yeah, you know, it's disappointing to drop 13% in 1 year, but a 30% power play A is like one of the greatest of all time. It's gotta be. But B, very unsustainable, right? We have great guys to be on each unit, so I think next year probably will be a little bit better. Also Stempniak's going to improve. Quenville and Bomek are probably going to get their overalls up there a little bit higher, so hopefully that can even things out. But the penalty kill, on the other hand, was the worst in the league. It was like 13, or no, it was like 73, I think, percent penalty kill. The worst in the league, the worst in Winnipeg Jets history, most likely. It was a horrible penalty kill. And so it's kind of tough because we have our best guys on the penalty kill. We have guys with 5-star defense, guys like William Eklund, guys like Matt Svensson, all these guys on the penalty kill. Sam Kennedy with 5-star defense, right? A lot of guys with 5-star defense on there. So maybe it's more about the player type rather than the defensive attributes. So I'll take a look at that. I'll tinker with it if our penalty kill is becoming a problem in the playoffs. But yeah, we definitely have to focus on that in the off season. And then Alex's third point here is that there should be a rotation on the third line. He gives the optimal third line of Backlund, Pinto, and Bomek, perhaps, and maybe be tried if we hit a wall. So I'll switch up the third line if things start to go wrong. I'll switch up all the lines if things start to go wrong, And then what a juicy matchup against Colorado and Jesper Wallstedt in the first round. With the salary cap issues fixed, maybe we could have kept him after all, and maybe we could have, but alas, we've got to make choices, and we chose to take out Jesper Wallstedt. Now, if you are new to the channel, you will notice this video is an hour and 45-ish minutes, give or take 15 minutes on either end. And the reason I do that is because now you guys cannot be spoiled by the time. If you watch a playoff video, and it's 30 minutes long, you probably know this guy's not winning the Stanley Cup unless there's serious editing. You barely see anything, right? All this stuff. The way that I do my videos, we do a bit longer form here, so you will see this video is roughly 2 hours, right? An hour 45 minutes, give or take. So that's because you guys can get excited with me now. So we might be swept in the first round. It's happened before. Well, maybe not swept, but we might lose in the first round, and this video is still 2 hours long, okay? So just keep that in mind. You have no idea whether we win or lose, just as long as you don't put your mouse on the little... You guys know when you look at the timestamps and you can see what's going on in the video with that little preview? Yeah, don't do that, because then you'll know. If you go to the end, then you might see us lift the cup. So let's see how we can do against Colorado, against Jesper Wallstedt, our old friend. Game 1 is in Winnipeg. We are the defending Stanley Cup champions. Can we win 3 cups in 5 years? This is the year we can win 3 cups in 5 years and be a legit dynasty. I mean, I think there's already got to be dynastic talk after us not missing the playoffs in like 10 years, and probably more than 10 years, and winning 3 cups. I mean, that's pretty good. So first game, Canada Life Center. We've played Colorado in the playoffs before. We've beaten them. We've lost to them. Let's get another one in the win column here. First period. Oh, that's a great way to start it off. 2-0 for us. Wyatt Johnson, the fourth line, getting in there early. Beautiful. And then William Eklund on the first line scoring on Jesper Wallstedt to give us a 2-0 lead. Oh, also, we have a new goalie in the net. Forgot to say that at the trade deadline we pick up Zarenko, Vadim Zarenko, I think is his name, and so hopefully he can be a rock for us back there as well and be the new Wallstedt, at least for this year. We're probably going to trade him at the draft, but hey, just a little rental piece. Second period now. Okay, and Zarenko is doing his thing as we enter the third period. When we jumped into games in the regular season, we had a bit of trouble keeping third period leads with Zarenko in the net, and hang on. Why do I talk? Well, I'm such a jinx. Why do I even say stuff like that? I should really learn from my mistakes. But either way, power play opportunity for Winnipeg goes nowhere. 5 minutes remain. Let's hold the fort down, boys. We got this. This is a gritty game, and oh my gosh, that is not like the real world series between the Winnipeg Jets and the Colorado Avalanche whatsoever. If you guys saw them go at it, a couple months ago now, oh my god, it was crazy goal totals. But yeah, Wallstedt has a great game, but not good enough. Zarenko also has an amazing game, and William Eklund gets the game winner, so no changes are going to be made here. Obviously, a 3-1 victory, that is the perfect playoff win right there. We only allow 1 goal, and we're scoring over 2. That is beautiful. That is the recipe that you need in the playoffs. Keep that puck out of the net. That's the name of the game, boys. First first period of game 2, 1-1. All right, Matias Michelli is going to open things up, but then Sam Kennedy is going to tie us up at 1s. Second period now, boys. Let's come out firing here. Second period, it's going to stay tied 1-1, and we have a bit of a defensive series on our hands, it seems like. Colorado's power play, they're going to get a power play goal. It's Joel Farabee scoring on Zorenko, and the penalty kill falters there, unfortunately. Our power play opportunity now, oh my god, and it's Joel Farabee with a shorty? Are you kidding me? Okay, and now Emil Hemming scores, and now the floodgates are open here, but that is a brutal goal. Okay, hang on, Shane Pinto brings it back to within 2. Can we get anything really quickly here? Nah, doesn't look like it, huh? Okay, a 4-2 loss in that one, but we allow a shorthanded goal when we could have scored a power. Like, this game could have been much different. If we score a power play goal here instead, we're tied up. Then maybe they don't have the momentum to score this goal a minute and 2 seconds later, you know. Could have went either way, I think, but alas, our power special teams kind of lets us down there. We get a power play goal against, which is not the end of the world, of course, still a small sample size, but yeah, we really want to see us performing a little bit better than allowing a shorty. You cannot allow a shorthanded goal in the playoffs. All right, game number 3 here. We're in Colorado, in Ball Arena. We've been here many times before. The altitude is against us, but we train for this, boys. This is what we train all season long for. We're not going to let a little bit of altitude get in our way. Game number 3, first period, 2-1 for Colorado. Hemming, and then another power play goal from Joel Farabee. Okay, I'm starting to get a little bit worried now. We did take 2 penalties, but I'm starting to get a bit worried about our penalty kill. I might have to make some changes after this game. Let's get some goals, boys. Come on, we need to find a way past Wallstedt. He's had 2 amazing games in a row, has Jesper Wallstedt, so let's find a way to break him. Second period, 4-1, and it's another power play goal. So they are 2 for 4 on the power play tonight. Actually, no, they're not, because that was a major. That's a fighting major. So they're 2 for 3 on the power play, I think, tonight. That is brutal. Third period is underway, and I've got to make changes to this penalty kill at the very least. Probably to the other lines as well. And that's another power play goal. What is going on right now? Okay, a 73% penalty kill, but in this game, it's like 25% or something. Maybe Colorado just has an insane power play? I don't know. It's not an excuse, though, whatever it is. So we're going to make huge changes to the PK, see what we can do about it, because a 5-1 loss is absolutely unacceptable. Okay, boys, these are going to be the new penalty kill lines. We're going to go Shane Pinto and Matt Svensson. Svensson was not on the penalty kill before, but now he's got 4-star defense, which is not the highest defense on the team, but I just need to make some changes. Also, Shane Pinto is going to come in instead of William Eklund on the first unit. Second unit, now we're going to have Eklund. He does have 5-star defense, 84 faceoffs. I mean, he should be a very good penalty killer, right? And then Sam Kennedy is going to be here. 5-star defense, 91 defensive awareness. I don't know why these guys are struggling so much. Also, look at the defense behind them. 88 overall, 86 overall. Doesn't make sense to me. And then the third unit, we're going to go Elliot Patrick and Eric Dowd. Eric Dowd with 5-star defense as well. He was on the first line penalty kill to start off, and that was horrible. So we've moved him down to the third line, and Elliot Patrick slots in the penalty kill instead of Wyatt Johnston. Hopefully that can make a difference. I've also gone ahead and changed some of the even strength lines. Our first line is doing God's work, as they usually do in the playoffs. Matt Svensson, William Eklund, and Sam Kennedy, almost all of them are point per game. The second line has been abysmal, though. Basically no points, and they're all -2 or -3, really. So that's a horrible stat to see. Now, I've changed the third line up. We're going to go Backlund, Pinto, and Bomick, because this third line was brutal. Bomick was a -2, Pinto was a -2, and Wade Stanton was also a -2. So those guys were not helping us at all. And then Backlund, so we're going to throw Backlund up here. The fourth line was actually doing pretty decently. They were a plus, so let's hope maybe that can continue over. I'm not sure. On defense, I've also changed the lines because Corbin Mills and Aiden Stempniak, who were a powerhouse before, they're not really getting that many points. Aiden Stempniak's also a -2, so that's a little unfortunate. And then hopefully Will Hoffman and Corbin Mills with a +5 can help out. I know it gives us 2 lefties and 2 righties on the first 2 lines, but hey, you got to make some sacrifices. But then the third line's actually doing pretty well. +2 for Zach Jones, and then +2 for Stefan Kreitzer. So we might not have to throw in Owen Pickering, at least for now. We can leave him out of the lineup. I'm tempted to make changes to the second line, to be honest, but I'm just not too sure what I would do. Maybe Stefan Backlund goes up and Quenneville comes down, but again, I might have to wait for a little bit for that, although the second line has been brutal. But I'm going to leave the lines like this. I'm also going to throw in Artur Silovs for the next game. So let me simulate to the next game here and then put Silovs in the net, because I know auto-rotate goalies will have it switched back up. The AHL season is over. Good for them. They made the playoffs this year, so that's nice. But let me throw Silovs into the net here. We have new lines. Maybe a little bit of a shakeup is going to help our boys out. Let's hope so. Seelovs is going in between the pipes instead of Zarenko, so let's see. Game 4, this is basically a must-win. This is the difference between tying things up or being down 2 games and facing elimination. So let's steal one on the road here in Colorado. They're going to be pumped, but we got to come out desperate as heck. So here we go. First period. 1-0 for us. Very nice. And Stefan Backlund gets promoted, and he scores a goal. That's why, that's what I was thinking. Like, if Backlund, because his shooting category is so insane, he's going to simulate a little bit better, even if his other stats aren't that great. So hopefully that can continue for us. Second period now, 2-2, of course. Eric Dowd finally gets a goal, but then Heineman gets 2 on Seelovs 5 minutes apart. That is rough to see, and now we are tied at 2s going into the third period. Wallstedt is simulating like an absolute beast as well. He's really found out how to shut us down after a loss in game number 1. Oh my gosh. He's annihilating us right here. But there's a power play goal from Eklund. We tied up at 3. And there's Elliot Patrick. Nice. Second line is going to work a little bit here. That's great to see. 2 even strength goals from the second line. After they were our worst line after the first 3 games, they show up here big time in this one. Can we get a power play goal to ensure it? No, we can't. 2 minutes, 1 minute. It's not over yet, boys. Got to keep playing to the whistle. And there we go, 4-3 victory. We are tied up at 2s now. I was a little bit worried about that, I'm not going to lie, but the boys show up. The second line especially shows up. How many power plays did we allow? So we took 6 penalties. Did they have any power play goals? I'm just going to check real quick. We took 6 no, we took 3 penalties. Sorry, not 6. We took 3 penalties, and we killed off every single penalty kill. So that's beautiful. Okay. So in that game, the PK was 3 for 3. So I'm going to keep everything the way it was. A 4-3 win. We are now tied up at 3s. Let's look around the rest of the league. So the Western Conference here, we'll finally see San Jose in the Western Conference, or in the playoffs. So that's kind of cool to see. Anaheim swept Chicago. Thank God we don't have to face them. Out in the East, Carolina swept Boston. Columbus swept Philly. Ottawa is up against Montreal. And Toronto and the Devils are tied. Cool. So game 5, we are now in Winnipeg. We have reclaimed home ice advantage. So let's see if we can get a win here on home ice. All right, game 5, it's a big one. Let's go here, boys. Starting up this game now. First period, 1-0 for us, and it's Wade Stanton. He got demoted to that 4th line, but he's still making the most of his opportunities. Great stuff, and the shots are heavily in Colorado's favor, but we have taken the advantage. I forgot to put Seelovs back into the net. Oh, come on, Zarenko. Don't make me regret my mistake there, my omission. Let's go. Second period, 2-1. Okay, William Eklund scores a power play goal. Pekka Rinne scores 5-on-5. Honestly, if they score 5-on-5, I'm not that upset, but if they keep dominating us on the power play, I'm going to be very angry. So here we go. Third period underway. Our power play, we do not get any goals off. Mikko Rantanen scores 5-on-5. I know I said I would be fine with it, but I'm not. There's Matt Svensson now with a goal to give us a one goal advantage now. Power play, we got to kill this, boys. This is a huge kill, and we do. We come out desperate. We're blocking shots. Zarenko was standing on his head in this game. He just sat for 1 game, but now he is back in full force, and Wyatt Johnston's going to get the go-ahead empty netter. 4-2 victory for us, and Zarenko makes 38 saves. That's what I'm talking about, man. That is the Stuart Skinner effect. Sometimes you just got to give your goalie a little kick in the pants, sit him for a game, and then have him come back and play great. All right, so that's very good. We're up 3-2 now. Going into Colorado, again, lines, no need to change them. We're going to keep Zarenko in the net after he just made 38 saves. I think that's pretty much a no-brainer. Let's try to close this one out in 6, all right, guys? I don't know if my heart can handle a Game 7 in Round 1 again. Oh, my gosh. After all the times that's happened to us. Oh, my goodness. Okay, Game 6. Let's close it out here. On Colorado's home ice. They're in Ball Arena. They're going to be going crazy. The Mile High City, it's going to be lit up in there. So here we go. First period, 1-1. Okay, Colby Stoll gets his, I believe, his first playoff goal with us. Matias Michelli scores a power play goal. How many penalties? We took 2 penalties, so our penalty kill is 1 for 2 tonight. Let's not allow another power play goal, okay? They cannot score another power play goal this game. Second period, that's going to stay 1-1. All right, it's a close one. It's a nail-biter. Both GMs are in their booths being terrified, and Emil Heineman's going to score for, or on Zarenko, give Colorado a 1-goal lead, and then Jack McBain follows up as well, and it's 3-1 Colorado, and all of a sudden, all of our legs, they fall out from under us. Power play opportunity, though, hang on. Can't get anything going on. And looks like Jesper Wallstedt decided that we were not going to score in this one. That's a 3-1 win for the Colorado Avalanche, despite us having 34 shots on the night. Wallstedt makes 33 saves. McBain is in there. So is Heineman. And we are going 7, ladies and gentlemen. Of course we are. So do I make any line changes? We just lost a game. But before that, we had scored 4 goals in consecutive games before that. So actually, in 3 consecutive games, we had scored 4. So after we were down 3-1 in the series, No. Wait, we were down 3-1? Wait. No, we weren't. Oh, because we played, oh my gosh, yeah, because we played Colorado in the last game of the series. I was so confused. Okay, we were down 2-1 in the series. Then we won, then I made line changes there. Then we won that game, and lost that game. So in 2 consecutive games, we did have 4 goals, which is good. But then we just got basically dominated by Wallstedt. I don't think I make a change here. Let me take a look at how Backlund is doing in the third line, and maybe even the second line as well. Second line was like -2, -3, so let's see how they were doing. And of course, the EA simulations get -4, -4, -2, -3. Oh my god, I feel like I gotta make a change, man. What is Bomick is -2, Pinto's -2, Stefan Backlund's a +1. Colby Stoll's +1, Wyatt Johnson's +1 win. So these guys, this second and third, or the third and fourth line, they've basically remained 0 since I made the changes. So that's fine. But then our first line, +4, +3, +4. Sam Kennedy has 4 points. Eklund has 4, and Svensson has 5. I mean, our first line's kind of getting shut down a little bit here. How's the defense looking? -3 for Hoffman, -2 for Mills. Nobody on defense is really playing that well, to be honest. So let's go back to... But we just won 2 games in a row. Am I really going to go back to Stempniak and Mills after we just won 2 games in a row? We did just lose, though, 3-1. This is a tough decision, man. Will Hoffman doesn't have anything. He has no goals, no assists. He's a -3. He has 6 penalty minutes. I feel like I've got to move him. He's not exactly helping out Corbin Mills. Yeah, I got to move him, man. He's a worse minus. I know that we just won with those 2 playing top line minutes, but he's not helping. He has bad numbers. Realistically, if I'm going off numbers alone, it should be Owen Power and Corbin Mills, Stempniak and Hoffman. Do I try this out for game 7? Or should I just go with what we know? These guys gave us 53 wins. Maybe I just go with this, huh? And then goalies, I got to keep Zarenko, right? Dude, I don't know. This is tough. This is a very tough decision. I kind of feel like I got to make some moves on the second line here. I'd love to keep Eric Dowd, although he only has 2 points. Maybe we go Backlund, get his shooting up into the second line. Oh, he still has his decent defense as well. His offense awareness is great. His shooting is great. His puck skills are fine. I'm going to put Backlund up to the second line. Quenneville's going to come down to the third line. I think this makes a little more sense here. So we're going a bit more with the overalls. I got to make a little change. I mean, I don't have to, I suppose. But either way, game 7. I've talked myself into the changes. Whether they're the right decision or not, we will find out in this one. Canada Life Center. It all comes down to this. Let's go. Simulate the game. Oh my gosh, okay. My heart is pounding. Let's go. Let's get into it. And we'll watch it in real time here because we usually do this with the... Oh, that's a bad start. That's a very bad start. But our power play has a chance now. But we can't get anything going. We are out shooting them. But of course, Zarenko allows one very early to Jack McBain. And this period looks like it's going to end... Oh, who is that guy? Hunt? Damon Hunt? Is he like a 78 overall defenseman, or is he like a 4th liner? Oh my god, and this is going to be disappointing, isn't it? After a 53-win season, boys, we've got to show up here. Show up for your fans on home ice who come out for 10 straight years to watch us play in the playoffs. Show up for these guys. We just won the Stanley Cup last year. Are we really going to be beaten by the lowly Colorado Avalanche who only had 41 wins on the season? They basically went 500. Let's go. Go to work. Oh my god. Pekka scores on Zarenko, and this one's over. We have no fight. Power play. I'm just so defeated. Power play doesn't even matter. Halfway through the game, Colorado gets a power play. Oh my god, boys. And this has been a real disappointment. I sat down today. I was ready to record for 3 hours. get some great commentary, did my vocal warm-ups. I was ready. I was ready to sit down, have a banger of an episode, and instead these boys come out and absolutely disappoint me. We're down 3-0. We're going to need a miracle to come back in this one. I'm going to need early goals. And of course, okay, hang on. Elliot Patrick scores. Second line. We make changes to the second line and they score. Can we do anything else? No. Jesper Wallstedt, he wants his revenge. He wants his revenge. And this is why you never trade goalies away. All right? Jesper Wallstedt gets his revenge. We lose in Game 7 of Round 1, and Jesper Wallstedt makes 37 saves. 37 saves. Pfft, get out of here. He never had a season like this. I mean, he had good playoff runs, but never anything remotely like that. Get the heck out of here, man. That's such nonsense. Oh my god. Oh, I hate this game. I make a 53-win regular season team. They suck. Last year, we had, what, like 48 wins or something, and we won the Stanley Cup? Makes no sense, man. I don't know how to build a team in the playoffs, I guess. Just gotta hope and get lucky. So, Wallstedt had a .938 save percentage and 2.11 goals against average. This man was Thanos. This man was Thanos. What did he do with us last year? What did he do with us? 915. I mean, it's still a great year. The year before that, 917 is still fantastic. But before that, 903, 872, 923. He's actually a pretty good playoff performer. And this year, he's on pace to have his best playoffs of all time, numbers-wise, if he can keep it up. Congrats to you, Jesper. You show us who made the real mistake, and it was us. We should have tried to keep you. Of course, that's a tale as old as time, right? The revenge tour for the goalie who comes back and plays their old team in the playoffs, and of course, they dominate them every single time. It always works like that. So, Shane Pinto's back. I guess he got hurt, whatever. Doesn't matter. AHL. Okay, yeah, let's follow the AHL here. Let me take a look at the lines. We won one, we lost one. Hang on. All right, we've got Torsten Gunderson playing in the nets as our starter. Let's just simulate through. I'm not going to go in and watch them all. That's another loss. We got to win to stay alive, and we lose to Texas. Fantastic, boys. So let's go back to the NHL schedule here, and we get to see Colorado's in another Game 7 against Dallas, and they won it. Now they're in the Western Conference Finals. Hang on. Is Jesper Wallstedt about to go back-to-back here? Also, Ottawa's in the Eastern Conference Finals. They're up 3-1 against Carolina. Good for them. Okay. All right, boys, so let's see who is going to be in the Stanley Cup Finals. And wow, both teams finish off their series in 5 games. So we've got the Colorado Avalanche versus the Ottawa Senators for the Stanley Cup Finals. A very interesting matchup here. Colorado, they've been quite successful in the early 2020s. I suppose now that's like 10 years ago, so not very successful lately. And then Ottawa's a team that usually simulates pretty well after a couple of years, but in this simulation, I haven't really seen them do too much. So kind of interesting to see these two teams go at it, and Ottawa starts up 2-1 in the series, probably going back to Colorado here for the next game. Let's see who takes it, and it's 3-3. It's a Game 7 Stanley Cup Finals, Game 7. I mean, hey, if we lose to the Stanley Cup champions in round 1 in Game 7, I mean, you can't really do much more than that, right? I mean, it's still a Game 7 loss, which is tough, but and it's a round 1 loss, which is even tougher. But I will say, losing to the Stanley Cup champions gives you a little bit of solace, right? But either way, let's see. And Ottawa, never mind, my entire speech is null and void because the Ottawa Senators take home the Stanley Cup champions. And the Calder Cup champions are the Ontario Reign. Interesting. All right, so with Ottawa being your Stanley Cup champions, let's simulate a couple of days. We get to see the draft lottery results here. I'm not sure when it's going to pop up for us. Soon, maybe the 20th or so. Let's see. And here it is, the draft lottery results. And wow, look at this, boys. So we drop back to pick number 5 because Seattle and Minnesota both move up. Seattle moves up from 10 to 2. Congratulations to them. Minnesota up from 4 to 1. So Edmonton gets screwed over once again. They drop from 1 to 3. Tampa drops from 2 to 4. And we drop from 3 to 5. So Pittsburgh is going to be picking at number 5 this year, which is basically as good as we could have asked for. And it's a weird case where you're actually hoping for the team to drop back because it's not really your pick anymore. It's a very weird situation. But either way, let's take a look at the awards. We know that Ottawa won that Stanley Cup. Man, I was really hoping to get it this year. I would have cemented our dynasty. It would have been 3 cups in 5 years. Actually, it would have been 3 cups in 4 years. So we can still get it next year. If we win next year, that's a dynasty. So that's nice to see. Toronto won the Presidents. It was Colorado versus Ottawa in the Stanley Cup Finals, Game 7. Good stuff for them. So Austin Matthews is going to be the Art Ross winner this year. He also wins the Hart. So the second consecutive year that he wins both of these trophies. Good for him. The Norris goes to Cale Makar for the 4th time in 5 years. Cale is just an absolute monster in the simulation. Lady Byng to Cole Caulfield. Calder Memorial goes to Quenneville. Wow. Okay, so Quenneville did not have the same amount of points as the other guy who was above him, but he did have the better plus minus. He only had 1 less points, and he had a way better plus minus. So I guess the voters took that into consideration, and Quenneville ends up winning the Calder. That is rare that you see the Calder go to somebody who did not have the most amount of points. So we will take that. Quenneville wins it. The Conn Smythe is Tim Stützle. As a Sens fan, oh man, there would be nothing better. But as a realist, yeah, I don't know if the Sens are going to win a cup in my lifetime. But hey, whatever. Vezina goes to Hugo Allenfeld. William M. Jennings to Hugo Allenfeld as well. The Bill Masterton goes to our good old buddy Joel Shepherd. Wow. Best exemplifies perseverance, sportsmanship, and dedication to hockey. He's out there blocking shots. He's being a big body, getting hits over there. It's such a strange award for him to win, but there you go. Jack Adams once again goes to the coach of the Columbus Blue Jackets. The Selke goes to Logan Cooley for the 2nd time in 3 years. The Ted Lindsay to Matthews for the 2nd time in a row, and the Maurice Richard to Matthews for the 3rd time in a row and the 4th time in 5 years. Congratulations. Austin Matthews has an absolute stranglehold on this this franchise mode, really. So now what do I do, right? When we have a video we were out in the first round, I've only been recording for like 40 minutes or so. What do? I've got to fill the time, so we're going to take a look at the retirement class. Let's view retired players. Maybe Nikolai Ehlers went out this year, and we can see that. But oh my gosh, this guy's going out on top. 93 overall. He just won the President's Trophy and a million other awards. He goes out on top, 922 goals. That is beating Gretzky. I'm not sure if it's beating Ovechkin in this universe because I don't know how many he got up to. But wow, Austin Matthews, if we take the league or the all-time leaders in points and goals and stuff right now, Matthews is the all-time goal leader. Congrats to him. David Pastrnak with 1,578 points in 1,491 games played. Beautiful career. Mikko Rantanen goes out just short, 1 game short of the Stanley Cup, another Stanley Cup champion anyways. 1,500 points in about 1,400 games. Beautiful career for him. Matthew Tkachuk goes out. He's won a ring though, so congrats to him. Mark Stone also goes out. Sens legend. It would have been nice for him to see the Sens lift the cup maybe. Adam Fox, wow, 1,157 points for a defenseman is beautiful. Here he is. Nikolai Ehlers, 73 overall. Nikolai Ehlers at 38 years of age. He's going to call it a career. 57 points, 72 games played. Ah, man, congratulations on a great career for him. 1,027 points, 437 goals, 590 assists. He played, 1,255 games with the Winnipeg. No, it wasn't. He played 70 games. Yeah, he only played 20 games away from us. So, yeah, he played 1,256. Yeah, 1,256 games. He played with us, scoring 434 goals and 587 assists for a total of 1,020 points in our colors. Oh my gosh, Nikolai Ehlers, what an absolute legend. What was his best points? He had above point per game season. I know he did. Yeah, 83 points in 82 games, a 30 goal, 52 assist season was his best of all time. It was the 2nd year of this simulation, so congrats to that. He scored as many as 36 goals in his career. Wow, and he assisted 52 times in that career point year. So what a career for Nikolai Ehlers. You will be missed. Number 27 might be going up in the rafters next year. Troy Terry now 900 points. Brock Besser with 900 points. Drake Batherson, former senator, with 863. Joel Eriksson Ek with 762. Any other former Winnipeg Jets down here? Kasperi Kapanen, Lawson Krause, Gustav Forsling, Eetu Luosterainen, Danton Heinen. Okay, all these guys, I'm not seeing many former Jets, but that could change for sure. Maybe a little bit more down the list here. All right, let's take a look at the defense because sometimes the defense hide away a little bit. So we've got Josh Mahura, Connor Timmins, Henry Jokiharju, Hayden Fleury, Dylan Coughlin. Yeah, okay, nobody really that interesting. In goal, we've got, oh my goodness, Igor Shesterkin. He played his entire career with the New York Rangers, and they could not get him. He didn't win a Stanley Cup, did he? Let me just take a quick look. No, he maybe in 2026 he won, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I don't know. So I'm going to say he didn't win a Stanley Cup, but he might have in 2026 if we can go back in the history books and take a look. But I don't think he did. Here's Ilya Sorokin. So the two Russians, they both go out together. Fair enough. Sorokin is, they're actually the same age. Wow, I didn't realize that. But yeah, Sorokin, 914 save percentage is a beautiful. 416 wins. Good for him. Karl Vejmelka, what a horrible record. 168, 254, and 47. In playing 500 games, he only has 168 wins. That's tough. Then Dan Vladar played 360 games, 156 wins. Congratulations to him. Samuel Montembeault goes out, and Mackenzie Blackwood simulating God. He played a couple of games in Winnipeg, right? Yeah, he played 15 games for us in Winnipeg, so we wish you all the best in your career there, Mackenzie Blackwood. And that's going to do it for the retirement class. Next up, coach retirements. Oh, I should have taken a look at that actually, but whatever, it's fine. And now we get to take a look at the draft here. And there's, I haven't really taken a good look at it, so we can do it together here. The 5th overall selection is probably going to be a defensive defenseman, so maybe it's a good thing we're not taking this pick anyways. These are, oh my gosh, the first 4 people are all power forwards. So next year there's going to be, it's going to be a crazy Calder race next year. If these guys are all getting all power forwards, they're all going to score like 30 goals in the rookie season. So that's kind of interesting. So we're going to trade away Pittsburgh's first round pick, which means we just have our first down here. What pick is it exactly? Hang on. So we have the 27th overall selection. Then we don't pick again until the 4th, 5th, and 6th, 7th round. So the 27th selection. Let me go down there. I just wish that there was a better way to do that, but no, of course, you have to go through 100 menu screens and all this stuff because EA can't program their game to be efficient. But either way, okay, so there's really nothing down here that I'm that interested in. What about 33? This guy's, okay, hang on. This guy's NHL ready. Pick number 33. We can just take him with pick 27. He has A shooting, A puck skills, A minus senses. He may be a two-way forward. Okay, I'm going to pin him. Then Rocky Sandlak, 3 years away. Yuri Sherov, 2 years. Toby Shen, 3 years. Okay. Medium elite goalie, perhaps Gem, but 4 years away. Okay, I'll pin him, but I'm not that interested. I'm much more interested in Gomez, Darren Gomez there. That could be a fun guy to have on the team. He's NHL ready, so probably like 77 to 80 overall is my guess. All these other guys down here. Of course, the second round is always better than the first round. Not seeing any like low elite, medium elite type people. Nobody that's really NHL ready. Okay, two-way forward, Maxime Datsuk. He's 3 years away. Honestly, I think I might prefer to have Darren Gomez, but I'll pin that guy over there. Now, do we want to trade up for a pick? I'm thinking no, but let's see. After pick 5, so pick 6, 3 years away. Pick 7 is 3 years away. Pick 8, pick 9. Pick 10 is NHL ready, left wing and two-way forward, Eddie France, and he's also 6'4", so he's a bit bigger than Darren Gomez. NHL ready, I mean, they probably have quite similar stats. He's similar to Vladimir Tarasenko, but he's a two-way forward. That doesn't really make sense. I'll pin him, Eddie Franson, I'll pin him, but I'm not sure about him. After that, there's Braden Shan, who's 1 year away, and he's also a two-way forward, so we'll just keep the other guy for now. Medium elite, 2 years away, sniper Aiden Wisniewski. Sniper, left wing sniper. Okay, we don't really need that many snipers, but hey, he's medium elite. He's going to have great value at the very least. Anything else that's really interesting? Doesn't look like it, huh? So there's a couple of targets we could go for. I think I'm leaning more towards Darren Gomez, then I don't have to make a trade up into the top, but a guy like Aiden Wisniewski could be good for the system for a couple of years down the road. So taking a look just at potential now, we will see, do we have any other medium elite players? We do, we have a couple here. We have Ed Greiba, a goalie at 114. We have Alexei Vishnevsky, as a two-way forward, basically in the second round. Medium elite, 5 years away, right winger. We might not be able to take him, but we'll pin him. So we're gonna be. I'm not sure if we're gonna get a. I'll take away this goalie. Hang on. Let me just sort by medium elite potential again. So who am I leaning more towards out of all these medium elites? I think it might be Wisniewski or Gribe, but Gribe is a goalie. We don't really need another goalie in the system. I'll go with Wisniewski maybe. He's 19 though. Wisniewski, sorry. Wisniewski and Wisniewski. It's getting confusing. Okay, other than that, Tyson Stapleton might be a medium elite, and then we have a couple of 2-bars. Now, there is a low elite 4-bar scouted who's 5 years away at 250, so I'll try to take him. Other than that, though, just a bunch of 2-bar guys. I messed up the scouting this year, which is why it's not as good as it usually looks. So I might have to trade some picks for next year and when I do the scouting right. But yeah, Eddie Franson potentially in the first round, but maybe not. And then if not Eddie Franson, then either Aiden Wisniewski or what's his name again? Aiden Wisniewski or Darren Gomez is probably our top targets. And then in the elite category, we're looking at Alexei Wisniewski if I can make the trade up to the second round, and then maybe Ed Graba if I have the available cap space. But yeah, not too much to look at in the draft, probably because I kind of messed it up. Let's look at the contracts here. I messed it up throughout the season. I forgot the exact way to do it, so I kind of made a bit of a fumble there. Rocky Bomick, of course, does not want to come back, and he wants 3 years, 5.2 mil. It's a little expensive for my taste. But 2 years, hang on. 2 years, 3.9 could be better. Maybe even just a 1-year deal at 3.45. Keep him as an RFA. Yeah, we could go 1 year, 2.95 or so, and that could be a good contract for a 1-year deal. He's still 23. Actually, he could grow a little. 1 year, 3 mil. 1 year, 2.95 mil. Do we need to sign really anybody else? Not really, huh? Wade Stanton could come back. Does he want a crazy contract, though? Yeah, he does. He wants an insane contract. So Wade Stanton, the experiment might be over. I mean, he did good with us. He did very good. 51 points. Basically, yeah, it was a career year. It was only his second year in the NHL, and he did amazing things with us. But in the playoffs, only 2 points -1. Didn't really help us out in the playoffs that much. Yeah, I think Wade Stanton, the experiment might be over with him. Owen Pickering, not going to come back. Boris Nikulin, yeah, he could sign on, Boris Nikulin. But again, I don't like his other stats, man. He has good defense, good physical, but other than that, he's not looking fantastic. So yeah, we really only have to sign Rocky Bomick, Boris Nikulin, and I guess Wyatt Johnston to a contract, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, I think so. So... and also Shane Pinto, of course. Shane Pinto's always got to get his like $3 million. Yeah, this guy's so steady, man. He always gets like in that 2.5 to like $3 million range. I love it. Same thing with Wyatt Johnston. Rocky Bomick, I'm not sure exactly what to do, but hey, that's what you guys can comment for. In the goalie department, excuse me, not compartment, we have Zarenko, who dropped to an 82 overall, and that's why we wanted to trade him. Of course, he had a horrible playoffs. And that's not great. And Arthur Silves wants an insane amount of money. So we're going into next season with no goalies, it looks like. And that's beautiful. Hopefully, maybe one of our guys in the system can make a jump here. Maybe Torsten Gunderson. He played a couple of games in the NHL, had okay numbers. Clifford Riley maybe can come in and do something with us. He wants an extension. Well, he doesn't want an extension, but we'll give him one anyways. And yeah, I mean, there's really nothing else to do. I stalled for as long as I could, boys. We can look at the progress reports if we want to, but don't worry, I'll be making that trade with Pittsburgh's guy here recently. So Elliot Patrick goes up to an 89 overall. Wow, that is beautiful stuff. Aiden Stempniak goes up to an 89 overall. Amazing. He also gets X factors in his belt. Howard Quenneville up to an 85 overall. Beautiful. He gets natural and statistic growth. Amazing. And he gets an X factor as well. Eric Dowd is up to an 85 now. Medium elite potential as well instead of his low elite that I think he had before. Great stuff. Stefan Backlund, he grew actually. He grew statistically, but he's still an 83. Wade Stanton, he probably shot up statistically as well. Yes, he did. Rocky Bomick is up to an 82 overall. Sam Kennedy, he got a bit of statistical growth. Good for him. William Ekelin, 92. So he actually dropped. Wow. I mean, it shows statistical growth, but he actually dropped. He was a 93 before. Corbin Mills is up to an 86 overall, I believe. I think he was at 85 before that. Shane Pinto is there. Colby Stoll. Will Hoffman is now an 89 overall, so he grew 1 overall. That's good to see. Matt Svensson is down to an 86. Oh my God, Matt Svensson. What a fall from grace. That's not good because he's on a $12 million deal for the next 6 years, I think. So we need you to find your groove again, brother. We need you to find your groove, my friend. Other than that, nothing too crazy. Stefan Kreutzer's up 1 overall. Zarenko is down, of course. But yeah, a couple of crazy jumps here. Elliot Patrick, Aiden Stempniak, Howard Quenville, and Eric Dowd all getting big jumps. Unfortunately, though, we did have Matt Svensson dropping big time. Looking in the system, we do have Brendan Meach now up to a 79 overall low elite player. He was drafted, I think, last year. So that's great to see growth like that. Anybody else important here? Yeah, Pojar. I'm not sure how to say his name, but he's up to a 70 overall. Amazing things. George Lowe now, I think he was our first line center this year. He had 52 points and 46 assists. Oh my God, this man is an assist machine. Good to see. Nico Tukio might be ready for the NHL next year, maybe. Who knows? Solomon Payet, of course, the sniper, is up to a 77 now. Anybody else like high overalls that grew? Not really, huh? So we're really looking at basically, Brendan Meach perhaps playing a left wing. I'm not sure what his type is. I think he's a two-way forward or a power forward, maybe. So Brendan Meach is a left winger, and then also Boris Nikulin. Maybe we see George Lowe jump up to 78 overall or something like that in the offseason. But we shall see, boys. I'm sorry this one was a bit of a shorter one. I mean, I still basically stretched it out to an hour here. I'm sorry, boys. I thought we would be better. I thought we would be able to get past Colorado, but of course, Jesper Wallstedt shuts the door, and he says, not today, boys. So, hey, that's life sometimes. We took an L in the first round, but last time we lost in the first round, we went out next season and we won the Stanley Cup. So let's keep that energy. Let me know what you guys want me to do in the offseason. Do we keep Wade Stanton? Do we not? Do we keep Rocky Bomick? If so, how many years? He wants quite a hefty deal, so I'll let you guys delegate on things like that. But I'll see you in the next one. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. New videos come out Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, everybody.